This special edition of FTB Spotlight is brought to you by the We Are Inn. Experience the very best Happy Valley has to offer at the one-of-a-kind We Are Inn and Restaurant.
Penn State's run game has improved every year since the arrival of offensive line coach Philip Trautwein, but they still left a lot to be desired after the 2023 season. That was until Andy Kotelnicki injected a new life into this Penn State run game through his creativity. Nick Singleton is back to breaking off long runs, and Kaytron Allen is still the same old Kaytron Allen that we love. All right, now let's compare some rushing stat numbers. In 2023, Penn State rushed for 174 yards, which ranked 36th in all of the FBS. Now in 2024, they rushed for 201 yards up to this point, which ranks 25th in the FBS. Now let's dive into this tape where I'm going to show you guys exactly how this Penn State run game has improved from blocking techniques to pre-snap motion, and also showing off why our running backs are in consideration for the best rushing duo in all of college football. Let's get right into it now. This first series of plays, we're going to show how Andy Kotelnicki's scheme allows the Penn State run game to be so much more efficient and explosive. So let's take a look at this run against West Virginia. So we have this Amari Evans orbit motion, means he comes around Drew, circle motion. And what this does is you look at number 4 right here. It grabs the eyes of number 4 and pulls him outside the box. So he follows Amari. And what that does when Nick then gets to the hole, he hits the hole and offensive line does a great job blocking it up. Number 4 would be right here normally. But because the orbit motion pulled him out, he is just a second too late on Nick Singleton. He can't beat him. And then Nick is off to the races. That is how Andy Kotelnicki really affects this run game. Now we're going back to Bowling Green, and this is where it gets really fun. And I know you're kind of saying, hey, this is supposed to be a run game video. This is the pass. Well, kind of. So what you have here is a read option first from Drew. So he is reading this defensive end, and if this defensive end crashes down, then he pulls the ball. If he stays where he is, he hands it off to Nick. So this defensive end starts to kind of crash down, so Drew pulls it. Now, here's the second part of this RPO. It's called a TTO, a triple throw option. So after that's the first part, says, okay, I'm going to keep it. That's where I'm at. Then he looks out into the flat and says, is Tyler Warren open? And sure enough, he's open. Get it to him. First down. Let's take a look from the wide view. So once Drew makes the decision, pulls it, now he has 2 more options. Throw it to Tyler in the flat. If Tyler is covered, Drew can also run with the ball. But Tyler's wide open. You get some good blocking by Julian Fleming. First down. Now we're going to Penn State at USC. And right away, you look at the screen and it's like, what is this formation? You got 2 running backs to the left of Drew. And Kotelnicki getting really creative again. So what you have right here is Kaytron Allen is on an outside zone track. On top of that, you also have Big Vanga Ioane. He's pulling around, kind of cleaning color here. So what Drew has is we'll let the play run through once, get outside, nice gain by Kaytron Allen. So what Drew has here is, once again, he is reading the defense. And every time you're reading the defense as an offense, that means you're putting them in a situation of distress. So Drew is reading this guy right here. And if he crashes down, same thing. He's going to hand it off. Or if he stays outside, he now has a pitch key, a little shovel to Nick Singleton, which I think is really unique. So he reads it, hands it off. Now, we come back, same play, opposite side. You're pulling Sal Wormley. You have Kaytron Allen on this outside zone track, but now you have Tyler Warren. And what you'll see is here, Drew, his head, look at his eyes. He's looking at this defensive end right here. And he says, hey, that's not a good place for Kaytron Allen to go. I'm going to go up the middle now to that shovel pass. First down, Tyler Warren. Great play. Really creative by Andy Kotelnicki. Now it's time to show the big boys up front a little bit of love and look at how they're really blocking these plays up and creating some lanes for the running back. So right here, you're running counter. So you're pulling this guard, you're pulling this tackle around, getting some big boys in space, moving. And they do a great job. J.B. Nelson, Drew Shelton, get on their man. And look at that hole. I mean, in college football, in the Big Ten, you're creating holes like that. You're living in a good world, and I would dare to say it. If this was Nick Singleton, I think that's a touchdown right there. I think Nick Singleton is out the gate in this play and just beautifully blocked up by these offensive linemen. You just see a wall on both sides. Great job on this initial pull by JB Nelson, getting low, not getting blocked back at all. And then really the biggest part is this double team here from big Anthony Donka and Khalil Dinkins, moving this guy off the ball, just displacement all the way across to the other side of the line, let Kaytron Allen get through. Back looking at this Bowling Green game, and the offensive line just continues to make life easy for these Penn State running backs. Let's break this down. So they're trying to run outside zone to the right here. And the guy that this really all depends on if they get outside of the offensive tackle or they go inside is number 16 right here. And he jumps out and really tries to box everything back in. So Kaytron Allen says, that's fine. I got great blocks from everybody. And I mean, look at this wall right here. I mean, that's hustling outside zone, making sure you wall your man off, great position, and just you could drive a Mack truck through that lane that they made for Kaytron Allen. And once again, I think a run that, fortunately, if it was Nick Singleton, could have been off to the races. I mean, Sal Wormley climbs up well, and look at big Vango Ioane back here. Watch what he does to number 2. Poor number 2. Bow, sit down. Kaytron Allen, huge gain. Now, this run right here by Nick Singleton is probably one of my favorite runs of the year, of just how they blocked it up and how big that hole really was. I also think that was a horse collar right there by that West Virginia defensive back. But let's really get into what they are running here. So we're running a mid-zone right, meaning it's kind of an in-between between inside zone and outside zone, kind of aiming for right up here on that right guard's butt cheek. So the cool part about this play is that everybody blocks it up really well. You get a hat-on hats on the front side. But look at Drew Shelton back here at left tackle and watch what he does. Instead of kind of coming down and just continuing to come down and really there's no space there and you kind of just get in the way, he wheels back. And what we call this is being man backside, meaning that you're man on man. You don't just continue with the zone. You kind of sit back and try to create this hole. He does a great job kind of sitting back on it, wheeling off this defender. And I mean, look at that gap. I think anybody watching right now could get through that gap, especially Nick Singleton. It's a great first down, huge, explosive play. Now, I would be remiss in my duties if we did not include Tyler Warren and the Aces in this Penn State rushing attack video. So now you watch Tyler here, and he's coming down, he's cracking down on number 3. I mean, taking him to the center of the earth. But let's talk about the scheme here. This is pin and pull. The two guys pinning is Drew Shelton and Tyler Warren blocking down. You're pulling Nick Dawkins and JB Nelson around. You get some great blocks, down blocks, and then Nick Dawkins and JB Nelson get a hat on a hat. Great job there. You turn up the field, and then you get punished by Kaytron Allen. But I don't think people understand how important these tight ends are to this rushing attack of Penn State. Great stuff from Tyler Warren.
Experience the very best Happy Valley has to offer at the one-of-a-kind We Are In. Located in Phillipsburg, we are the perfect destination for football and food fans alike. Our impressive menu specializes in many dishes, from Italian cuisines to Philly specialties like classic cheesesteaks. There's something for every palate at the We Are In. Whether you want to watch the game or share a glass of wine with a special someone, you're sure to find something to love here at the We Are In.
We've talked about the scheme. We've talked about the blocking. Now let's give some love to the guys actually running the ball. Kaytron Allen and Nick Singleton. Look at Kaytron here. We're running some outside zone. And right here, I mean, there's a little bit of a hole, but that's not really a hole. But guess what? Kaytron Allen's going to make this a hole. He is I mean, to just get through that, he teleported through 2 guys trying to tackle him. Get off me. Get another guy off me, and let's get a nice first down there for Kaytron Allen. Great example of him just finding holes where there really aren't any. Nick Singleton seems like he's back into freshman year form, and I think a big reason for that is his vision has really improved. Now you see him get the handoff here. It's counter run. You're pulling 2 big guys, but this backside defensive end really crashes down, and there's no lane for Nick Singleton to go the hole he's supposed to. So he bounces outside and then cuts back inside his other blocker. This isn't necessarily a huge chunk play, but I think it's just a great representation of how Nick is running the ball and really starting to see things so much clearer and better out there on the field. This last play by Kaytron Allen, I think is just a beauty of a run by him. His vision is unmatched. And right here, if you watch this little like jump hezzy It reminds me a lot of Le'Veon Bell. If you watched NFL football at all in the 2010s, you know what I'm talking about. That patient, that vision that he has. It is just beautiful stuff. And this run is supposed to go up the middle. He finds a gap. He decides he's going, and he is going to go full steam ahead. Kaytron Allen, look out for more runs like this year.